Okay, so the master trace, I put my tracing paper full size on top of my finished sketch. All right. Now I need this because I'm going to need this as a carbon copy to transfer onto my final when I get there. All right. Any changes and things that I make, I can always then retrace them. If I make changes on my rough, color changes or background changes, I can always take my tracing paper and just lay it down on that and make the adjustments as necessary. So what I need to do is trace everything on the front. So I want to label this front, okay? And on the popsicle sticks, right, this is my top, obviously. I don't want this to flip, so I wanted to make sure that it's on the front. And now I just got to trace everything. Notice I have 2 paper clips so it doesn't move. All right. The other thing I should have done first was where the lines crosses, I want to put little register marks. So I'm going to put a line there on the inline and a line that goes across. Just like that. In the slideshow it says to trace the entire inline edge, which you could, but this is really all you need, is to have those little register marks so that when I go to lay it down on my final, I'll be able to line it up perfectly, right? You can see the little pluses, all right? So, got to finish tracing everything. All right, now, straight lines, trace with a straight edge. All right, so now that I've got everything traced on the front for my master trace, all right, I need to put graphite on the back. So I get my cover sheet. Okay, so here's the front. I know it's the front. I'm going to flip it over on the back. And I'm just going to trace everything. Cover sheet underneath so it doesn't transfer, because you know it's going to transfer. All right. This will also allow me, if I make any other changes or mistakes on my rough with color or whatever, I can just get a new blank rough, and I can, if I have graphite on both sides of my master trace, I have graphite on this side, I can just lay it right back down onto a new rough, line up my register marks, and just transfer right on top onto a new rough. Okay, that's why you need to have graphite on both sides of your master trace. All right, so I'm going to continue that all the way around. Again, when I do the graphite on the back, I'm going to use a ruler again to do the straight lines. And since I have graphite on the other side, and now I'm putting graphite on the back of it, I have graphite on both sides, and this will allow me, as you can see, as I'm tracing, you can see it's transferring onto the cover sheet. That's why you want to have the cover sheet down. So that gives me graphite on both sides, so any changes I need to make, I can make them and still have some master version of my design. So you've got to do this before you do your coloring on the rough.